Are you looking for a sherry bomb whiskey from a distillery whose name is also really fun to say? We've got the Glenfarclas 15-year-old on this week's Neck Pour Session. Stick around, I'm gonna crack it, pour it, and give it a score. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Neck Pour Sessions. I'm Tim from the Whiskey Geeks coming at you with the Glenfarclas 15-year-old, a Speyside distillery who does a lot of sherry maturation, sherry casks for their whiskey, which I am, as you've probably heard from other episodes, I love peat, I love Isla, I love peat smoke whiskeys. However, you use the word Oloroso, PX, or let me know that you've aged something in sherry casks, and I'm immediately interested. So this one really kind of piques my interest. So we've been sitting for about 10-15 minutes. The old Ralphie method of a minute in the glass for every year in the cask is what we do. I also have it covered with our nice little Whiskey Geeks Glencairn covers, and what's that on brand? Oh, it's a Punisher skull underneath. Ooh, fun. Big thanks to the Whiskey Dad who actually let me borrow this bottle for this Neck Pour Session. He just picked it up. And be honest with you, I've never had a Glenfarclas. I love saying Glenfarclas, so I'm going to say Glenfarclas as many Glenfarclasing times as I can Glenfarclas in a Glenfarclas. Is that too many? It's probably lost all meaning to a lot of people. Okay, so the notes that I've read on this is that it's a real sherry bomb. Christmas cake in a glass is what I read from a lot of other reviewers, Masters of Malt and the like. So they say it's a Christmas cake whiskey in a glass. So granted, it's summer, but who doesn't like Christmas in June, July? So let's see what we think. Oh, yes, this is hitting me in all those sherry bomb feels, all those feels that I get from sherry bomb whiskeys. Oh man, that's nice. It's got those nice cherries and dark dried fruits on it that you get from, the Oloroso PX sherry casks. This is, oh man, it's rich, but it's also not heavy. If you remember, I did that neck pour session on the Aaron, the Bodega, that's the cask strength sherry one. It's super sherried, and I love that whiskey. I'm almost through my first bottle, but that one's a little bit heavier. This is like really kind of light with the sherry and the fruits. It is still like deep dark red fruits. There's some spice in there as well, some like nutmeggy, cinnamony, baking spice kind of things. I'm also getting a little bit of apricot-y, pear, those kind of fruits coming in as well. It's a really good fall dram, but a nice cool summer day with a nice cool breeze. Today actually, we're in Canada, so I'll use Celsius. Sorry for all you Americans, you'll have to figure out the conversion, but it's like 8-9 degrees this morning with a nice cool breeze. Even though it's the summer, it's pretty nice, and this is probably going to hit really well when I get into it. So I'm gonna take a sip, see what we think. Wow! Oh wow! This is a fantastic whiskey. Wow, Glenfarclas. Based off just that one sip, you now have a fan. I have to try some of the other stuff. I think their core range, they've got an 8, 12, maybe a 10-year-old to 15, 17 to 25. I was actually looking up their 25-year-old, the price point on the 25-year-old, if you can find it. I couldn't find any, but it was around $260 for a 25-year-old whiskey. That's pretty good. A lot of other 25-year-olds these days in the market are like $500-600. So to find a 25-year-old whiskey under $300, I think is pretty good. Price point on this one. So we're in Ontario, Canada. LCBO was running it for about $100-110. I believe Whiskey Dad picked this up from Alberta and got it for under 100. So a 15-year-old whiskey for $100, even under 100, that's pretty good. The taste on this though is really, really nice. It's a long finish. It's full, but it's not heavy. It's really not heavy. Again, it's a lot of those, sherry cask whiskey notes. I'm getting a lot of raisins or sultanas, dried cherries. It's chocolatey as well. It's got some nice kind of cocoa going on in there, some spiciness to it, but it's not too spicy. And then those like red fruits, cherries, raspberries, even a bit of strawberry coming in for me right in the middle of my tongue. But all in all, this is a fantastic, that Christmas cake on the glass comparison that people were saying, that's pretty accurate. That nice kind of spongy toffee cake with the like dried cherries and like raisins in it. That you know, Christmas cake that we all eat for that 1 week between Christmas and New Year's to get good luck or whatever it is. But this is really, really nice. I'm gonna do one more and then I'm gonna give a score. But Glenfarclas, the Speyside whiskey. They say Highland whiskey on the bottle, but I know they're located in Speyside. That's one of those ones where the Speyside region and the Highland region, they touch, and some people, they kind of flip back and forth with where they say they're from, but I believe they're a Speyside distillery. I'm probably gonna get yelled at for that, because who knows if I'm right. It's one of the things that we do here on the Whiskey Geeks is we try and take the pretension out, so we make mistakes. So, sorry. Let's go for one more little taste. Man, the finish is long too. It keeps developing, but it's a lot of those red fruits and spiciness, but really sweet and sherried as well. Really, really nice dram. I'm gonna give that, you know what? With the value of getting that for under $100, I'm gonna go 87.5, 8.75 if we're going out of 10. So 87.5. That's a really, really nice dram. Thank you to the Whiskey Dad for letting me borrow this for this one. I hope you get the bottle back. You might not get as much back as you are hoping you're going to get back, because this is a really, really nice dram. I think having this by a campfire and a nice cool summer night would be a really, really nice way to spend an evening. Glenfarclas 15 on this week's neck pour sessions. Sorry. Make sure you're following us on all of the social medias at The Whiskey Geeks on Instagram, thewhiskeygeeks.com, thewhiskeygeeks@gmail.com if you want to email us. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button on YouTube, or if you're listening on a podcast, make sure you're following us, subscribing us there. And you know what would be really cool is if whichever format you're listening to us, subscribe to the other one, because you know that helps. Share this with your friends too if they like whiskey. If you want to get into whiskey as well, we're trying to take the pretension of it. That's what we do here. And we'll be back later this week with either a comic book talk with a short box, or we'll be doing a pairing, because we do that as well. So make sure you're checking back. And as always, folks, Scotch and stories, we're made for each other. Cheers.